if you're doing a task regularly that only requires maybe limited muscle groups in the wrist, you might find that you start to feel some pain. And from what I've read, the reason is because those certain muscle groups um, grow larger and the other ones grow weaker, and then they start to twist to do the job that the other muscle groups should be doing. So to avoid that, we're going to do some exercises. But just to give you a little background, I noticed in Kung Fu, we would do, we'd use swords and staffs and stuff like that. And one thing I used to do is I would I had a 6-foot rattan staff, oiled, and I would hold it out for, maybe 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 2 minutes there, blah, 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 blah. When I got tired, I would just switch hands and do the other side, and then switch back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth until I just absolutely couldn't do anymore. And my wrist got quite strong, and they never had any pain. And I noticed nobody in class ever had pain. Even though a lot of them were musicians, and the other musicians in their field were having some wrist pain because of like repetitive motions in certain positions. So I want to share the exercises that I used to do and sometimes do still today, just to avoid, falling into a category where I'm, getting pain in my wrist for only doing certain activities, like typing, for example. So I'm going to share these exercises. Just keep in mind the longer the item, the heavier it gets down at the end, like the force is multiplied, like the longer the item. I would recommend it not starting off with something long and heavy. Just start off with something as simple as a chopstick, So if you can get control with this, and you can build up properly, then you're going to get control with larger items. Like, for example, we have an umbrella and what I use, which is this wooden sword, and it's just a practice sword. This is the only thing I could find in Korea that kind of does the job, I guess, So let's just start with the basic positions, and then I'll demonstrate how I would do them, in like a Kung Fu style, since this is a martial arts approach channel. So the first position would be something like pulling in here where the palm is facing you. Okay, pull in, and you basically want to be pointing straight away like that. Next one is straight out. For this one, the palm is going to be facing basically left, but you're just pointing the item straight that way. Next one, palm will be down. You pull back here, palm is down. And it's kind of hard to see in this video, but basically when you pull down like this, the point of the chopstick is going to be facing toward the middle. Like kind of, yeah, straight like that. Next one, palm will be facing up. Okay, this is a straight point here. Okay, palm faces up, and then you rotate and pull back, and this one the palm faces out. Okay, don't twerk your shoulder like reaching too far back or whatever. Yeah, this one palm faces out, and then you can just bring it right back around and in like this, palm facing in like this. Again, maybe next you could work to an umbrella. I would maybe start with a smaller umbrella, but the principle's the same here. It just goes straight out, straight back, or sorry, down here, out, palm up like that, then up here and around like this. Before I get up and demonstrate, and I'll just use the wooden sword for this one. I would do transitions slowly, actually. So I didn't really do that here, but it's good to work the muscle groups in the transitions as well. So for example, if you start here, all right, you can slowly go out and slowly pull back here and slowly palm up and out like that. Slowly rotate and pull back here and slowly bring it back in here. Okay. That way you're not just working certain positions, but you're also building strength in different, like all the transitional stages. So let's demonstrate with this, and this will be kind of in the Kung Fu style. Of course, you don't have to do this, but you know, it kind of has a flow to it. So for this one here, okay, you can't really see the stance, but this is sort of a back stance, then out, straight out, and just a tip for this one. You can imagine that the tip of the sword or whatever you're using is actually pulling you out. So if I try to push, you know, like if I'm trying to force my will upon this, usually it'll kind of swim like that. But if I just allow the tip to be pulled out, it just goes straight like that. So there. So let's start again. Here, out. Okay, we're gonna switch and pull down. Actually, I usually do like this. I'm thinking too much about the video. So here, and then this one is out. This is a front stance, palm facing up, like that. Now we're gonna switch to a back stance. It's gonna be hard to see in the video, but here. And just to give you an idea, here, like that. Okay? So from here, we're gonna come around and be back to our original spot, like that. So I'll show you kind of quickly again. Here, out, back, palm up, like that. Back here, and out, like that. Boom. And you can just kind of repeat that, and then of course you want to switch and do all the same things. Left hand, right hand equally, to make sure that you're building strength evenly in both wrists and in all situations. So hope this helps, and let me know if you have any questions or whatever, and catch you later.